Hey everybody, my name is Rob Jolliffe, and this is an Ask the Experts video from Sabre. So today what I want to do is I want to answer 10 reasons why businesses want ERP systems. So this is more or less information I've collected when I interview prospects and I talk to them over the years, and I put together the top 10 reasons. And just out of curiosity, I ran it through Copilot to see what it said. Basically the same reasons. My name is Rob Jolliffe. I'm president of Sabre Limited. I'm an IT and supply chain professional with over 35 years of experience in ERP systems and data systems. I have a focus on manufacturing and particularly Microsoft technology. And just a little anecdote about me. I'm an avid music collector. I have over 700 CDs. I also have about 150 vinyl records. But I have CDs because I'm Gen X, and Gen X, we buy CDs. Okay, expert videos. So the purpose of this series is try and educate people or create some information that might be useful. And we're targeting really kind of the SMB manufacturing business with the video content. That's the most common kind of customer we would expect to see, looking for advice and expertise from us, particularly on Microsoft Dynamics Business Central, but also just generally about ERP. I think this video is pretty generic, so if you aren't a manufacturing company, I wouldn't say jump off of it because it's pretty useful. Now, if you are interested in booking an appointment with me to talk about this further, my team will put the link to my calendar in the notes for this video down below. So please feel free to book a meeting with me. Okay, 10 reasons businesses want an ERP system. Number one, my ERP is too old, or it's obsolete, or it's end of life. We're seeing this a lot recently with the old on-prem ERP technologies now that cloud is becoming the prevailing technology for ERP. And I have a video that talks about cloud versus on-prem ERP someplace in our YouTube channel, by the way, if you're interested. The too old, obsolete, end of life, I mean, quite often we can't buy a server that would run this ERP anymore. Like it's just, nobody makes that software. We're having troubles getting support for it. We can't hire anybody who knows anything about it. The company that sold it to us went out of business. There's lots of reasons that are kind of all in that category. That's very, very common reason. Okay, number two, I want to impose a process on my business. My business is like, I feel like we don't have procedures, we don't have processes. I feel like an ERP will bring that. And that's true to an extent. Like an ERP does have workflows and processes in it that are pretty standardized. And for a lot of businesses that need some sort of process control, this is not a bad idea. I would warn you that if you're very small business, that typically the amount of effort to get an ERP in place, in addition to those processes that it's bringing forward, the best practices it's bringing forward, it's probably not worth it. So if you're very small and you're thinking, I want to know best practices and I want to implement them within my business, so I'm going to get an ERP system, I just get like an AI and have it help you write out user procedures and standard operating procedures for a manufacturing company. I think that would be a better way to do that. But it's very legitimate if you're a larger company, you've been operating for some time and you want to put some process controls in place. Okay. My older ERP doesn't fit the business anymore. This is really common where you started as a business doing something. For instance, you were a job shop manufacturing company, but you've become more of a production manufacturing company. You've developed your own products, or you're doing make to order for other customers for their products, and you're no longer really a job shop. That's what you implemented the ERP for when you were a smaller business, but now you've become much more of a repetitive manufacturing company, making the same parts over and over again. We see this all the time where the original ERP implementation wasn't bad and it wasn't a bad ERP, but it doesn't fit the new business because the business has changed over the many years it's been since you had ERP. Just an aside, little asterisk here. Companies change their ERP on average about every 10 years. So in 10 years, they also often change their business. Okay, it's time for something more modern. This is a take on number one, which is our product is obsolete. But this is maybe more of I'm choosing, rather than I'm being forced into getting a new ERP, which number one is often, I'm choosing to get a new ERP because I want something modern. I want something cloud-based. I want something that takes advantage of new technologies. Maybe our ERP doesn't have a feature that we need. And so this leads to number 5, which is I need something specific from the new ERP. This is our old ERP can't do EDI. There's no EDI solution for it, but we need EDI. Therefore, we need to look for a new ERP. Or our old solution, our old ERP doesn't handle inventory control with barcode scanning guns like these. But I need an ERP that does work with that. Those sorts of requirements are pretty common, and that is actually, I would say, and these are not in any particular order, by the way, but that is a very common reason why people will change your ERP. And here's a little bit of a strange reason, which is nobody here knows the old ERP. Like all the people who were here when we trained on it are all gone. The people who set it up are all gone. The consultants, like maybe we like them or don't like them, but it might be easier to, rather than go through an entire retraining so that we understand the ERP we bought, to buy something more modern and more capable and essentially start over. Our team will now be trained properly in a proper ERP. Very common. Okay. I want reports. I want data out of my ERP. I want to be able to analyze information. I can't get the information out of the one that I have, out of whatever system I have. Maybe I'm using QuickBooks and Excel spreadsheets. It's really hard to gather information out of that and do analysis of it. Maybe with AI today, it's easier, but even with AI wants structured data. Unstructured data is really bad for AI to work with. It's really bad for any reporting system. I want KPIs. I want key performance indicators. I want to be able to measure progress of different departments, and I can't get it out of what I have today. I need an ERP for that. So that's a very common reason. Double entry. This is very, very frequent brought up. Companies have created disparate systems. Maybe they have a division, and this is not an uncommon thing. They have one division using one ERP, same company, same tax ID, another division within that same tax ID using a different ERP, consolidating it together into one third financial package that's consolidating. They're all ERPs. They all have like different feature combinations and sets. Maybe one of them could run the entire business, but rather than trying to do that, because it's a complete re-implementation, you go to market and you look for a new ERP system that can handle all of what the business does in one system, so you don't have these multiple systems and you're doing all this double entry. This also happens with QuickBooks Excel combinations. Like I'm putting the information in here and then I have to copy it into this spreadsheet and then I have to put it into this smart sheets that I use over here, and then I have CRM over here, and I just want one system that can handle it all. This is coming up more frequently. And I would say until 2025, I almost never saw this. And what is beginning to happen is businesses are coming forward and they have a subscription-based ERP system from somebody, and their price is going way up. Now it's commonly subscription-based. It's not always. Sometimes it's the on-prem, like what's called perpetual license software. But the company that they bought it from has come forward with a massive price increase. Now I'm gonna pitch Microsoft a little bit here. For those of us who have been working with Microsoft for many years, especially with their Office 365 product, Microsoft doesn't increase their prices very often. They do, every company does, but they're not like every year coming out with a cost of living increase or coming out with a 15, 20, 30% price increase all at once. Microsoft tends to stick with the same price for a while, and they're trying to build their business by just growing the number of users. So I would say Microsoft's price increases kind of like Netflix increases their prices. Every now and again it goes up. You can kind of count on it for a few years. It goes up a little bit at a time. It's not shocking. But what I'm seeing in these costs going up is I'm seeing companies come back and say, we were told it was a 50% price increase or 100% price increase. Or we were told we had to sign for this, not only is it a price increase, but we have to sign a multi-year contract, and there's no choice to go month to month or have a lower contract. You are locked into it. So I'm seeing this more and more. And because of Microsoft's reputation for price stability, I think that's actually bringing more of them towards us. But it is a big issue that's beginning to come up. Okay, and the last is we've outgrown what we have. Now, this can happen because the software that you're using as your ERP system has a limited database size. And now you've just outgrown it. Like the database has gotten too big. That's a little bit like the first point, which is it's obsolete or too old. but it isn't always necessarily an old software technology. Sometimes it's a newer software technology, but it isn't meant for a business with 100 employees. It's meant for a business with 5 employees or 10. And you manage to make it work and you've grown it to that point. QuickBooks runs into this problem quite frequently because QuickBooks, although it's a pretty good accounting package and you can have multiple users using it, it really breaks apart and breaks down when you have like 20 users trying to use QuickBooks at the same time. It's not meant for that. It's not good for that. That's not the way the system was designed. So outgrowing what you have could be, I actually like my ERP. It works fine. It's not old. It's not obsolete, but it's incapable of handling the size of my business today. And so that would be what I would say is the number 10 reason. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, like, and comment on the video. That really helps us get out into the algorithm so more and more people find us. We try and do new videos weekly on the channel. I do videos, a few times a year. I'll release 5 or 6 new videos. This is hopefully very helpful and useful to people. If you really liked it, tell your friends as well. Just get the word out there. Thank you very much and have a great day.